Good afternoon. Welcome to the afternoon experiment. My name is Emanuel Livingston. I am with you until, well, I guess around 5 o'clock. Around 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock. I got a few things to do. Uh, I hope everybody's having a great day. I'm sorry, I'm distracted over here, just trying to look at the levels and make sure everything is set up. Hopefully everybody's having a good day. Oh, wait a minute. I was listening to Wyatt. Hold on, let me turn this down. Not the ringer. Go back here. Y'all know I don't like do the show with my earpiece in. Let me turn that down. And I was just saying, he played the video that I got queued up to play. When I saw this video, I was like, I got to play that video. So I'll play that video in a moment. If you haven't seen it, which most people I think have, because it's just when you see it, we'll talk about it. It's the dude in the Zoom call at the court. I'll play it just because there's stuff to say about it. Nothing like super deep, but there is some stuff to say about it. And he just played it. I couldn't hear it because of y'all, but I couldn't hear it. But it's a good video. Let me see. Let's get to the hellos. Of course, this is my favorite part. Wait a minute, are all these comments ain't all from today. No. Hold on. That's 15. Okay, let's scroll back. Wait a minute. Scroll. I'm sorry, I didn't clear out all the old comments. That's no. Scroll. I'm sorry, y'all had to see this. Somebody getting fired for this. Hold on, I'm still scrolling. Okay, here we go. Beginning of today's comments. Robert Willis, good afternoon. We got Tessie in the house. Tessie, good afternoon to you. Good afternoon. DeWanda in the house. Good afternoon, DeWanda. Erica, representing Reading. Good afternoon. See, Erica still know how to do it. She say good afternoon. She's from Reading. That's it. Rest of y'all just being difficult for no reason. No, somebody already getting fired today. Don't make me have to take it to another level. Preston, good afternoon. Preston representing Avondale. Good afternoon. Phyllis. Good afternoon. Myosha in the house. Good afternoon, Myosha. We got Phyllis. Did I already say Phyllis? Oh, Phyllis just be shouting people out. So I get distracted. Because, you don't see the names. You want to mention everybody. Anthony representing the Wood. Good afternoon, Anthony. Good afternoon. We got Miss Pittsburgh representing the 412. Good afternoon, Miss Pittsburgh. Brent in the house. Good afternoon, Brent, representing Dallas. Good afternoon. We got Regina in the house representing Madisonville. Good afternoon, Regina. Jerica in the house. Hola to you too, Jerica. And good afternoon. Let's see. Ben representing Loveland. Good afternoon, Ben. Good afternoon. Ben Thomas. Are you related to the lady that I know? Thomas deals with like mental stuff. Are you related to her? Just curious. Pamela, good afternoon, representing North Avondale. Good afternoon. We got Blade in the house, using one of his other fake accounts. Blade, good afternoon. I guess they're all real accounts. He's just using different names. Sounds weird to me, but who am I? Good afternoon. Tria, still over there in the classy section of the comment section. Tria, she says, afternoon, King. See, that's the way you do it. That's the way you do it. Representing Columbia Township. Tria, I'm going to set it up over there at Columbia Township where you can give lessons. You can give lessons. And I'm going to send all of the disruptive, disrespectful people over there to you, and you can give them lessons. So, twin, little man, he'll be coming out your way. You got to deal with him. I'm sorry, but you're going to have to deal with him. Drea, good afternoon. Drea's representing Sycamore Township. Let's see, we got Lewis Talbert in the house, representing Sharonville. Good afternoon, Lewis. Got Scott in the house, getting in touch with his feminine side out in San Francisco. Good afternoon, Scott. Terry, representing downtown. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. We got Brenda in the house, representing Fairfield. Good afternoon. Andrea Bustle, representing downtown. Now somebody said, why you had to say her whole name? I don't know. Daryl say, what up? What's up, Daryl? I'm trying to remember. Do I have a bone to pick with you? I think you was disagreeing with me about something. And I got some issues with people who keep disagreeing with me just for the sake of disagreeing with me. But we'll talk about it. Brent says, make sure, tell your big brother not to accept any dinner invitations or traffic encounters with the angry old man. I saw that. He know. He know. Maria, representing North College Hill. Good afternoon, Maria. Sean in the house. Sean Nutter in the house. Good afternoon. We got Steban in the house, representing Queensgate. That no longer means he's in jail. Mary, a long time no see / here, Mary. Mary representing Hot Lot down the way. Good afternoon. Seabreeze, representing Boston in the house. Good afternoon. Let me close this before it start doing crazy stuff. Good afternoon. Hold on, let me look at one other thing here. Good afternoon. Somebody put something. Look, y'all, I just think funny is funny. Funny is funny. Hold on, I have to do the little laughing thing because that was a good one. Funny is funny. There we go. You got to do the laughing thing. Funny is funny. Where was I? LaDonna. Good afternoon, LaDonna. Good afternoon. I think I was about to start saying something, but I forgot what it was. So, Brian. Good afternoon, Brian. Brian's representing Glendale. And it is a beautiful day for an experiment. Shahara in the house. Friday Eve. The short week made it go quick. Present, representing Bon Hill. All right. Bon Hill. Dina Johnson. Good afternoon, representing Walnut Hills. Good afternoon. Did I get everybody? Ben talked about his uncle slinging hammer. Oh my God. Seabreeze want to know who's in the unclassy section. Twin, definitely. Twin is like the head. He the head usher of the unclassy section. Him and Ron D over there just cussing people out as they come through the door. Y'all know I don't cuss. I was welcome in, MF. What's up, N? Bring your MFA in. You know what I'm saying? They representing definitely the hardcore unclassy section. Lamont in the house. Lamont says, hold on, I feel like I might need to do a refresh. I haven't did a restart on the computer in a while. Grand, powerful royal people representing Dan. Good afternoon. There he is. There's Twin. Mr. Extra, which again would make you Mr. Less. Emanuel Livingston. Gorgeous came to work. Yes. Mr. Les, I am here. Dwayne, representing Mount Airy. Mount Airy. Good afternoon. We got T. Mikey G. I think T. Mikey G disagreed with me about something. T. Mikey G disagreed with me about something too. I can't remember what it was. Tria, you're not moving. You're not moving. You're going to have to deal with the people. You can't come in, set an example of grace and class. And then when people ask you to, they say each one teach one. You reach out and you teach Mr. Les. You're going to teach Mr. Les. Just one. Okay, just one. Twin said, you said my name for what? I was just saying your name because we gonna get you some etiquette lessons. Tria, she's gonna teach you some stuff. Don't resist. It is pointless to resist. Let's see. I like saying your whole name because now that I've figured out how to say it, I like to do some stuff right since people claim I do all this stuff wrong. Pat Rogers in the house. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Pat. Bonita representing Roselawn. Good afternoon. We got Tonika in the house representing Orlando. Orlando, good afternoon. Jeannie Mulholland. I can't do it right now. Mulholland. I feel like that's how you pronounce it. You got to do that thing, like what some of my Jewish friends do. Them Jewish people who be talking, those are like Jewish people, ain't they? Or am I off base on that? I don't really know all of this other stuff. But Mulholland, you got to say it like that, I think. Good afternoon, Quintano, representing the Far East. Good afternoon. We got Diane representing Gulf Manor. Good afternoon. Blade. See, you throw me off with the fake names. I had to translate Mayhem to Blade. It takes a second to do the translation. I'm slow. You know what I'm saying? I had that 17th degree COVID, so it takes a little bit of time. Tracy Bell. I'll put it up on the screen. My computer is definitely moving slow. Representing Northside. Good afternoon. Little man, Mr. Les, aka Twin, sending prayers to his Kroger family in Northgate. All right. We got Cindy in the house. Hi, Cindy. Hi. And CK, aka Lewis Johnson. It's not that fast growing. It says it's one of the fastest growing platforms on YouTube. That's not a thing where it can be an opinion. Fastest growing is more about numbers, and those are objective. But I appreciate you checking out the show. Lewis says of skipping. I'm looking at the screen and I see every once in a while it's skipping. Y'all know I don't like that. Blade says I'm disrespectful. What I do that's disrespectful now? Tweet it back. I'm definitely gonna let my folks run up in him now. Nobody's running up in me. It's just the way it is. Nobody. I think that's it. Oh, we got the Betting Public Sports Show Fame representing Blue Ash. Good afternoon. Is that it? Did I get everybody? Did I get Ron in the house? Good afternoon, Ron. I didn't see you there. I think I got everybody. All right. Well, good afternoon to everyone. Hope everyone is doing well. For those of you who did not say hello to me, hello to you as well. Hope everybody's doing good. Um, let's see. Where do I want to start? Do I want to start with the funny dude showing up to the court on his Zoom? Oh, it makes me laugh every time I see it. Just the moment that he realizes. The moment that he realizes. Sorry, I got to put my ass on there. Otherwise, Janice going to be on the moment that he realized. So I'm sorry, Janice, if you're watching, don't give me a hard time. Okay? But the moment that he realizes that he's been caught, the look on his face to me is priceless. And I want to say we about to watch it, but I want to say he even said like, "Uh-oh," but he knew at one moment that he got caught, and that's the best part of the video to me. So for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, they a lot of places they do court, and you don't have to go to court, and you be on your Zoom, and your Zoom call, you log in, and there you are in court. This guy was in court, and if you don't know any more details about it, all you have to know, we about to watch it, is a guy logged into his Zoom to go to court, and then this is what happened. See if I can, wait a minute, let me do a couple things real quick. I don't think I had to do that. Let's see.
Or cause case people versus Corey Harris.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie for Mr. Harris, who should be present is Zoom.
Mr. Harris, are you driving?
Actually, I'm pulling into my doctor's office, actually. So just give me 1 second. I'm parking right now.
Hey.
That look on the judge's face was priceless right there.
You stationary?
I'm pulling in right now at this second. Yes, I am.
All right. What are we doing?
Your Honor, we are respectfully requesting an adjournment in this matter, up possibly 2 to 4 weeks if the court would allow.
Okay. So maybe I don't understand something. This is a driving while license suspended?
That is correct, Your Honor.
And he was just driving. And he didn't have a license.
Right here.
That's what the charge is, Your Honor, yes.
No, I'm looking at his record. He doesn't have a license. He's suspended and he's just driving.
That is correct, Your Honor.
Right there. Oh.
Hello?
1 minute, Mr. Harris.
I don't even know why he would do that. So defendant's bond is revoked in this matter. Defendant is to turn himself into the Washington County Jail by 6 p.m. today. Failure to turn himself in will result in a bench warrant with no bond.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Your Honor. Mr. Harris, I'll be giving you a call.
Okay.
Court calls the case, People versus Maya Isom.
Alan Silver on behalf of the township.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie for Ms. Isom.
Oh, that was all his fault. All his fault. He said, Oh, boy, you don't get no better than that. It don't get no better than that. Oh, that's just ridiculous. Why? Why? You know your license is suspended. Why would you log in to the Zoom call while driving? Why? Sometimes, see, this is what I'll be trying to tell y'all. This is what I'll be trying to tell y'all. Y'all be thinking I'm trying to be funny a lot of times when I say stuff that I say. But you need to think a little harder. That's just, he wasn't thinking. He just wasn't thinking. It ain't like he was trying to necessarily be disrespectful. Look, I've driven with my license suspended. I had places to go, things to do. My license was suspended. What I'm gonna do, just sit at home? Catch the bus? Get a ride? No, I got a car. I got the keys. There's gas in it. I drove. But if I had to show up to a court hearing about my suspension, I wouldn't have did it while driving. And the truth, he just wasn't thinking. He just wasn't thinking. It really was that simple. That's why I be trying to help y'all understand. Sometimes you just have to think. Sometimes you just have to think. I would have waited. Tessie, and what you saying, Tessie says, wait a minute. Why is it moving so fast? He was literally 2 minutes from getting caught. If he would have just waited and then pulled up at the doctor's office, get out the car, and then join the live, he'd have been cool. He would have been cool. But no, he joins the Zoom meeting. Sometimes you just have to think. And I think you become a more effective thinker the more you think and the deeper you think. That's always been one of my goals. It's just to get us to think a little deeper. Oh, he's splitting hairs. This is what most thinkers do. Most thinkers look at every aspect of a thing and try to think it through. This quick knee-jerk stuff and thinking and if you don't get into a habit of thinking on a regular basis, it's easy for you to miss a step or two here or there. Maybe not to that degree, but need to figure out how to start thinking more. He could have sat in the passenger seat or something. He could have. He could have. When the judge asked him, "Are you driving?" Don't answer that question. Don't answer that question. It might look like I'm driving, but I don't know that you can necessarily prove that I'm driving. I'm just in a car with the seatbelt on and you see the scenery moving. That don't necessarily mean I'm driving. I could be in the passenger seat. You would kind of have to prove that. He admitted it. He admitted it that he was driving. Stop admitting. First, stop. Unless you're being like really helpful, you're a witness, whatever. Stop talking to police and all of that kind of stuff. But he never had to admit that he was driving. Hold on, let me see if I can.
Our cause case, people versus Corey Harris.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Tate for Mr. Harris, who should be present in Zoom.
Boom, right there.
Mr. Harris,
You can't prove he's driving.
Actually, I'm pulling into my doctor's office, actually.
Just don't answer that.
Mr. Harris, are you driving?
Don't answer that question. Don't answer that question. Why though? Why? Why? Oh, he brought it on himself. He brought it on himself. Just because you can see this passing scenery in the background don't mean you're the one driving. It does not mean you're the one driving. You could be in the passenger seat because when you do the thing forward, it reverses everything. So he could technically have been in the passenger seat so you just don't answer that question. Because you don't want to tell nobody to lie in court. You don't want to tell nobody to lie in court. So you don't answer the question. You have a Fifth Amendment right. You don't have to testify against yourself. You cannot answer questions. Are you driving? I'm in a car. Myosha says, we saw the steering wheel. Quit making excuses. No, I'm not making an excuse for him. See, this is where, come on, y'all see, you are one of the people who, you need to exercise your ability to think. I'm not saying that he wasn't driving, but I'm saying he admitted to the crime. You don't have to admit to the crime. Make them prove it. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Livingston, are you driving? Your Honor, I'm in a vehicle. And the vehicle will be stopped very shortly. It look like you're driving. It might look that way. You know what I'm saying? You just don't admit it. Make them put in some work. Not when you already been charged with a crime and now it's time for punishment. No, he did not have to answer that question. I'm not saying it would have helped, but when you admit it, he ain't got to prove nothing. All right, he just admitted he was driving. Revoke his bond, turn yourself in by 6. Melvin says, seatbelts cross your right shoulder on the passenger side when driving. The seatbelt cross the left shoulder, just a matter of observation. See, this is what I'm trying to teach thinking. When you FaceTime or do the Zoom call and not use the other side of the camera, it reverses everything. So it could look like you're on the other side of the car. So if you were actually on the passenger side and you were doing it the other way in the camera, it would look like you were on the driver's side. Okay, I'm not saying that it would work, but you don't admit to it. You don't admit to it. I don't care if if I'm in a bank with a gun, holding it to the teller's head, saying, give me all the money, and the police come in and say, are you robbing this bank? I'm not going to be like, yes, I am. No, I'm not admitting to anything. Do a little bit more teach thinking. It don't matter. So you think we and the judge are stupid, huh? You don't have to be stupid to not admit. Sure, the judge knows he's driving. Why did the judge ask him if he was driving? Because the judge wanted him to admit that he was driving. It don't mean that the judge or anybody else is stupid. but you don't admit to the stuff. I was actually just talking to an attorney a few days ago. I don't remember what day it was. A few days ago, I was talking to an attorney, and the attorney actually said he was in a courtroom. This was an attorney out of Texas. He's not here. He said he's in a courtroom. And one of the things that the judge, this was an arraignment, and one of the things that the judge actually instructed all of the defendants in the courtroom before he started the arraignment, he said the judge instructed everybody, plead not guilty. Your plea is not guilty. And he said it was a guy who came in late. And the guy who came in late, when they got to his name, that guy didn't hear the instruction to plead not guilty. So that guy pled guilty. And he said, the judge said, did you not understand my instructions? And, so I'm going to ask you again, how do you want to plea? And the guy again pled guilty. And the judge said, okay, that's what you want to do. We find you guilty. We remanded you into custody, whatever the maximum sentence was, a year, and $4,000 or $10,000 is your fine. And told the bailiffs, take him away. And he was looking, and instead of taking him away, the bailiffs took him over to the side. He went through the rest of the thing. Everybody plead. I'm not exactly sure. I'm not a lawyer. Everybody else, not guilty. Say he brought that guy back up after everybody else was done. And he asked that guy, why are you taking a guilty plea? And the guy says, basically, I did it. And the judge said, again, did you not hear my instructions? And then that's when somebody else said, he was late, Your Honor. He did not hear your instructions. And so the judge asked him again, okay, would you like to change your plea? And finally, the guy says, yeah, I want to plead not guilty. And the judge said, all right, and then, did whatever you set a hearing date or whatever they do. Bottom line is, you don't go into courtroom, even if you caught, as they say, red-handed. You don't walk in there saying guilty. You walk in there, you say not guilty, you want an attorney, you want counsel, you want to see some evidence, you don't incriminate yourself. You don't do that in court. You don't incriminate yourself. Are you driving? Even if you have to say nothing, the answer to that question, if you're not supposed to be driving, is never, yes, I'm driving. It don't mean you think the judge is stupid. It means you have a Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination. So it's not about thinking somebody's stupid. It's about you not. Well, first, don't be stupid and go on live on a Zoom while you're driving. And apparently the case is about you having suspended driver's license. Okay, first, don't do that. But we kind of know that, right? We kind of know that. But I guess you still have to say it. But you don't answer that question. You don't answer that question. It's just ridiculous. But it was funny. And, now he's in a world of trouble. But no, yeah, I've been suspended. My driver's license has been suspended a few times. And I drove like it wasn't suspended. Please, like I said, what I'm gonna do? Catch the bus? I'm not catching no bus. I got a car. It's got gas in it. I got the keys. My footwork. Ain't no reason for me to not be driving. I mean, you know, other than the law. So I understand, you know, the idea. I think at one point my driver's license was suspended. I want to say, is it 3 years? You get like a 30-day suspension, a 90-day suspension, and then like a year or then 3 year, whatever it is. My license was suspended for a minute. My license was suspended for a minute. It was suspended because I didn't have insurance. I didn't have insurance. And, you know, first time I got suspended for not having insurance, it wasn't no biggie. I mean, I had hit somebody. Their car was fine. Their car was absolutely fine. My car was kind of toe up. My car was kind of toe up. Somebody called the police. It wasn't even the person that I hit that called the police. Some nosy ass person calls the police. They were doing what was right. See, I'm doing all this jumping around. I don't like this. I don't like this. I feel like I need to refresh. I'm going to try to power through it, but it's frustrating me. It's frustrating me. Hold on. Let me do this. This might help. Y'all forgive me. Excuse me. Give me a minute. Let me close some tabs here. Yeah, this thing is moving slow. Close some tabs. Y'all give me a minute. All right, here we go. Yeah, close tabs. I only got like 1,000 tabs open. Close, close, close. There we go. Now we moving a little faster. Close, 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 close. All right. Yeah, we should be rolling now. There we go. There we go. All right. I hope this helps. I hope this works. And that should stop all of that freezing. I hope that stops all of the freezing. But yeah, so I hit somebody. Their car was fine. Some nosy person calls police. They was just trying to help. Police come. And no, not a person. It was a car. I'm sorry. I misspoke. I hit someone's car. Like I barely clipped it. But you know how cars are made nowadays. And their car was fine. My car was kind of smashed up in the front. So somebody called the police. Police come. Of course, they ask, you have insurance? And, you know, or they asked for proof of insurance. And I said, I don't have my proof of insurance with me. I got a court date. And then, of course, I couldn't present proof of insurance at the court date. So my driver's license gets suspended. Okay. I didn't know at that time that you could still get privileges to drive to and from work sometimes. I didn't know that. All I knew was my driver's license suspended. I'm not supposed to be driving, but I still got to go to work. You know what I'm saying? I got to make money. At the time, I lived in Fairfield. So, you know, and especially at that time, you couldn't catch the metro from Fairfield to, I think, Roselawn at the time. Wasn't no metro that went from Fairfield to Roselawn, so I had to drive. And then I think I got stopped. It was like, what, a 30-day suspension or something like that, and I had to do the SR-22 bond or whatever. So I went and got the SR-22, and I was good. But technically, I was still suspended. I was driving, you know, being careful. I'm not hitting nobody. I'm not, you know, running no lights. I'm doing what I normally do. But apparently, one of my lights went out in the back, and it was like day number 29. And I was mad because the police pulled me over. Like, you know, your tail light is out. I'm like, no, I didn't know my tail light was out. Thank you for telling me. I appreciate it. I get that looked at. Well, can I see your driver's license? Oh, damn it. Give him the driver's license. You know you're suspended. Like, what? I'm suspended? What? How did I get suspended? Oh, my goodness. Oh, yes, you're suspended. I'm like, but I got insurance. You don't see my SR22? Like, what? 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 No. No. So then they towed my car. I got another court date. Now it's like 90 days or whatever it is. Like, I had to go get my car out. Got the tail light fixed. I'm still driving. You know what I'm saying? I'm still driving. And I don't remember what the last thing I got pulled over for was. But it was something minor. Something minor. Like, oh, you didn't signal. And it was in Fairfield this time. First time the car that I hit, that happened right outside of Tri-County Mall. When I got the second time, the taillight being out, that was in Roselawn, headed up Reading Road, over there, like almost in front of what used to be the Carousel Inn. Third time, I was in Fairfield. Pulled me over. I think he said something like I didn't signal 100 feet or 50 feet or whatever, how many feet from, ahead of the turn. I signaled the turn, but it wasn't long enough. Can I see your driver's license? You already ran my tags, bro. You know I'm suspended. Why are we going through this farce? But yeah. So had to give him the driver's license. You know you're suspended. What? I'm suspended? It might be a mistake. I don't think I'm suspended. You want to see my insurance? I'm not. No, I'm not. No, I'm not suspended. No. So then it was, what was it? Was it like 30 days, 90 days, a year? So then I think it was a year. But then I made it through that year, no problem. I was still driving. I made it through that year, no problems. And then I've been good ever since. So I understand the feeling like you need to drive. What am I supposed to do? Get on the bus? I'm not getting on the bus with those people. I'm not getting on the bus with those people. But the moral of the story is, don't tell on yourself. Part of the moral of the story is, don't do stupid stuff like driving without insurance. And like, if you've been caught, get on a Zoom call and admit you driving under suspension to a judge. That's the moral of the story. And then secondly, that was funny. That's it. That's the main thing. It was funny to me, and I wanted to watch it with y'all. Okay? Y'all not gonna shame me about not wanting to get on the bus. Y'all not gonna shame me about not wanting to get on the bus. You don't want to get on the bus with black people. I don't want to get on the bus with the crazy people. White, black, and all the other ones. Every time I get on the bus, it's that guy or that, you got a quarter. No, I don't have a quarter. And you know me. No, I don't know you. My brother, what you doing? You got a quarter. Why you bothering me? I don't have a quarter. I'm sorry, I don't have a quarter. What you gonna do with a quarter anyway? You know me, man. You got a quarter. No! I don't have a quarter. Leave me alone. Y'all can say what y'all want to say. I don't want to be on the bus with that guy. CK.
Hey, how you doing, Mr. Livingston?
CK, I'm doing all right. How are you?
Man, I was listening to a story about the driver's license. What is it? Soliloquy. Your driver's license.
You can just call it a
soliloquy. Story. My bad.
Yeah.
I was trying to learn that word, but look, you got to stop that because this will land you in the penitentiary, Mr. Livingston.
Oh, I got to stop
and
what?
You too old. Stop driving without a license, brother.
Bro, that was when I was like 22 or something like that.
Oh, okay, yeah. You were okay. Oh, this dope slanging age. I remember. Okay. You wasn't selling dope, you were driving without license.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's like PG compared to rated R. Generation. Hey, see that's what I'm saying. 22. I know what year you talking about. 1996. Yes, sir. 97.
Hold on.
But
Actually, no, I wasn't 22. I had to be probably around 24, maybe, because my daughter wasn't born yet. She was born when I was 25. So, but it wasn't 22. So it was probably around 23. No. She was born because I was living in Fairfield. So I was probably around 25, 26.
man, it. Oh man. So you talking about? So you came out in 1970, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm 76. So that's what I'm saying. That happened. So
I've never heard it
25.
referred to that way, but yes.
Yeah, 95. So that's 1995. This happened.
Around 95, 96.
So we only one of them was dead by then. We only lost Easy. We still had Tupac and Biggie when you got whipped on. They were still breathing when this happened to you.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
not sure how
Oh
that's
man.
relevant.
No, but the era. I mean, like, so of all the years you've been on this planet, what's your funnest year? Which one, like, the
I
best
don't
year? Was it
know. I
like
would say
96?
last year, and so far this year. Like every year is my funnest year. I look,
Oh,
CK, let me tell you this. I absolutely enjoy life, right? So
right.
even if
Me
I'm
too.
sitting around doing nothing, and you might look at me and be like, "Oh, he got to be bored." Bro, I am having a ball. I absolutely enjoy life. So every day of life is my best day. Today is the best day that I've ever been alive. If I make it to tomorrow,
Damn.
that will be the best day that I've ever been alive.
This shit is crazy. You said it just get better and better with the more. It's like wine. You aging like fine wine.
I
It's like, damn.
enjoy life, man.
But see, I'm just saying. Now, you successful, but I'm talking about the failures of us. We don't enjoy life because we just look at how good it used to be. See, your life is still going on a progression. Then you got to think some of us hit a decline. You feel me?
If you say so.
That's when it don't. Yeah. I mean, your life still. That's what I'm saying. We knew you wasn't lying when you said you and your wife was looking at the fake hair. Remember, they put a big ass cake on his head. They baked the cake on his head. You said y'all just had a ball. I said, damn. Did y'all watch the boy? You like, so? Yeah. That's how people know. See, you know how some people, they be living a lie. They know when Emanuel be talking. Nah, he telling the truth. He got a good ass life and wife. Happy life, happy wife.
I'm happy.
You feel me?
I am happy.
Yeah. Because, you couldn't even teach Raven how to ride a bike in normal marriages, man.
I don't think that's true. I don't think that there's a wife out there. Well, okay, I'm gonna take that back. Most
Right. You know it.
normal,
That takes a lot of security.
most normal women. If I say my coworker doesn't know how to ride a bike, and she wants me to teach her to ride a bike, would you mind? Even though I never did any of that, I don't. You don't have to do that. But if I were to have gone to her and said, "You mind if I teach Raven how to ride a bike?" She's a normal human. She wouldn't have been like, "Hell no, you ain't teaching no bitch how to ride no bike."
Right.
That's
That's
not.
exactly what they say.
No,
You just said what they say.
Normal
You ain't
people don't do that. Even normal women. I know even normal women, they have issues, but they don't even act like that.
Without that, okay, this is actions, not words. Without that action and you doing what you're doing, and you're successful, which is crazy. It was the whole story was crazy. I couldn't believe she couldn't ride a bike. Then for you to teach her, that takes a level of intimacy to teach somebody to ride a bike.
What? No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Just like showing them how to shoot a gun.
No, I've taught little kids how to ride bikes, and there was no level of intimacy. You're just teaching them balance.
But it's a lot of touchy, a lot of touchy-feely.
No. What are you touching on
you
when
ever
you're teaching somebody how to ride a bike?
You got to hold them up. They keep falling down.
You touching the
You ever
bike.
taught them? So you ever taught a woman how to golf?
No, I don't golf, so no.
Oh, see, that's what I do. You a bike teacher, I'm a golf teacher, and you know the level of Philly touchy that go in that.
I
You got to
don't
get
because
right
I've
behind
never.
them, McGrath.
I don't because I've never learned. But I, you don't teach people how to ride bikes, right?
No.
Okay, that explains it.
Right. You right. I am speaking on something I ain't. So you have done this before. You have taught other people how to ride bikes.
Yes.
Grown ass. Is she the oldest person you ever taught?
Yes.
That's the hard part right there.
There's nothing hard about that. Nothing hard about
Ah,
that.
right. Yeah, but that was when people saw that, when the media and the public saw that, they said, "Oh, he ain't BSing about this happy life he brag about." Now he
I
put it
don't
to
think
action.
anybody thought that. Nobody thought that.
Yes. You telling me as a public figure, people think they know everything. They probably be like, "Oh yeah, he just be talking all that." I bet you when he go home for real, she be cussing his ass out. It be like that. We don't know nothing about these people. You see what happened to Cassie? We thought that boy was living a good ass life. We never knew he was beating on women like that.
Who?
Cassie,
Oh,
the P. Diddy victim.
okay.
Yeah, as a public
I
figure,
think
we
you're comparing
automatically.
things that there's virtually no comparison whatsoever.
No, I'm saying as a public figure, when you're talking about your life, people not taking it for work. They thinking you're just trolling. You're just saying, "Oh, yeah, I bet he do have a habit." It's like it's too perfect. So when you describe your wife and your kids, it's too perfect. So the average public consumer gonna be like, he just saying that for the internet. But when he in real life, she be cussing his ass out. He be cheating on her. We think all that. That's why the gossip columns sell so well. Tabloids. See what I mean? You proved it. You brought it to the light.
You might be on to something because Janice is saying she thinks that it matters who the woman is. I don't know
Yep.
that it matters who the woman is.
That could be. Listen, man. For your woman to trust you to teach Raven to ride a bike shows that she has no trust issues and she really loves y'all. Got a good relationship. Most women would be like, "You ain't teaching that B how to grind on bike." What is she? Yeah, I bet she do want you. She thinking she trying to push up on you or vice versa. They don't know.
I don't think normal women are that insecure.
Yeah, what country did you grow up in? Good God.
I grew up in this country. I don't think normal women are so insecure that they wouldn't want their husband or their dude to teach somebody how to ride a bike. Seabree says, "Wasn't your wife at the lesson?" No. Why would she come to
She
the
trusted him
Seabreeze wanted to know if my wife was there when I taught? No. Why would my wife want to
because
be there to watch me teach somebody how to ride a bike? Unless
to
it was
make
her
sure it wasn't no
child.
squinchies. Right. And to make sure you wasn't trying to get no squinchies off. You know what I mean? That's what you got to admit, you got in a unique situation. Most of society is miserable. So for you to be happy, that's not normal. Most people are toe up and broke. Have you seen Skid Row? The Freestone?
Well, I haven't seen Skid Row, but if that's the case, then I am glad that I have a normal wife who wouldn't and didn't have a problem with me teaching
No, she's
an
not
adult
normal.
female.
She's exceptional. She's exceptional.
She's
That's what I'm
normal.
trying to tell you. You ain't
I mean,
got
she
an
is
average.
exceptional. Hold on, I don't want to take that away.
Right.
She is exceptional, but I think she's exceptional because she's my wife. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I think that's why she's exceptional. And I'm not saying she was exceptional and then I made her my wife. I'm saying once she married me, she became exceptional.
No.
That'll go over really well later on. But no, you're right. She's exceptional, but not have a problem with me teaching an adult female to ride a bike is not what makes her exceptional.
Hold on.
That just makes her normal.
let's rewind to the beginning of the movie because it's funny how y'all change history at the end and forget about the beginning. What's the first thing you told baby girl? I think I met my wife. So you know she's exceptional if you just met her and said that on the first date. Good God.
Well,
And 36 years later, y'all together?
I knew there was something about her, and I knew I could pull her. So I knew, you know what I'm saying, she was gonna be my wife. That much is true. But
That's
again,
exceptional. On the first date, sir,
but
they would have
again,
said you crazy.
I don't think her not having a problem with me teaching an adult female to ride a bike is what makes her exceptional. That just makes her a normal, functional female who's you don't even it don't even I was about to say who's confident and who she is, but all of that really don't. She's just a normal from that perspective. I think 90% of normal women wouldn't have a problem with it.
Yep. Yep. You got, and I just want to tell you, the thing about the mental health is where I can't just, the shame. You can't be honest. You can't be like, well, I want what Livingston got, because I don't want his woman. I just want he in the idealistic situation. See, most people not confident enough or man enough to say that, so they would smear you. So that's when the lies come in. That's when they make up the fallacies. That's when they say, oh, he probably ain't got it. Like, nah, he got receipts. He taught Raven how. I'm just saying that's a receipt that you could lean back on and be like, yeah, you think I got a fake wife? Look at my receipts. Raven bike learning.
Okay. If you say so, I would never use that I would have never even thought that is, a receipt for having a good wife. That just seems normal to me, but I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, so you understand when it's hard for somebody to admit they turn that and it wasn't what you want into the jealousy and the envy, and that's when the murder and the violence comes in, because that turns into hatred. It could be like admiration, but then it really turns into envy and jealousy because you like, damn, I could never be that because you're not who he is. You know what I mean? So this is where all the mental fallacies come in at.
All right.
Yes, sir. Had to get that there. Hey, man, you've been a good ass therapist to me for the last 4 years. I appreciate you, brother.
I appreciate your call, sir.
Yes, sir.
That's CK. I like CK. Why y'all be trying to rush CK off the phone? Why y'all be trying to rush CK off the phone? I appreciate CK's call. Yeah, no, that's normal. Ladies. Hold on. Before somebody sent a question. Hold on. It was Carolyn. Didn't your ex-wife have a problem with someone making you a pie? I said normal. You know what I'm saying? I said she's normal. My wife is normal. Now, that's something different. Just because you don't do lunatic person stuff don't necessarily make you exceptional, just makes you normal. That's it. What about teaching Jade Cargill to ride a bike with no wife in sight? I'm pretty sure she wouldn't have a problem with that either. Oh, just light them up. Halle Berry needs to learn how to ride a bike. Lupita need to learn how to ride a bike. And Jade Cargill need to learn how to ride a bike. Send them on over. Baby, don't you have a business meeting to go to? I'm giving bike lessons today. Don't you have a business meeting to go to? You don't need to see this. You've seen people ride bikes before. Go ahead, honey. Take care of business. Oh, that would be funny. I don't genuinely, honestly, I don't think she would have a problem with me teaching anybody how to ride a bike. I do think she would postpone that business meeting for that trio. Oh, she get on the phone like, hey, can we push this meeting back for a little bit? Oh, excuse me. That was funny. Um, but yeah, no. Ladies, ladies, you wouldn't have a problem with your man, your husband, teaching a woman, an adult female, co-worker, how to ride. And let me say this, just to be clear. I absolutely love Raven Monday. I think she's a amazing young lady. She's fun. I miss her. I miss talking to her, doing the show with her, and all of that kind of stuff, and all of the little extra stuff, these outside of the show conversations, laughs, and all of that kind of stuff. And I'm glad actually that Raven trusted me enough to say, you know what, I don't know how to ride a bike, and for me to say, oh, I could teach you, and for her to trust me enough to say, yeah, I trust you enough to teach me how to ride a bike. That is more in my mind, and neither of them is exceptional, but that's more exceptional than, oh, your wife let you teach her to ride a bike. Because my wife know me enough to know I'm not gonna be doing no funny business. I'm not gonna be teaching like CK apparently would be teaching. My wife know me enough to know that. But Raven not married to me. We don't have an intimate relationship at all. And so for her to not know exactly what process I was going to use to help her learn how to ride a bike. And when I say I taught her how to ride a bike, she said she didn't know how to ride a bike, but she pretty much knew how to ride a bike. And it was just a matter of helping refine her technique to the point where that's why it took about 5 minutes and boom, she was riding. It was just a matter of refining her technique. I think there was some sort of a mental block there, but she picked it up like really quick. But her trusted me enough to say, I trust you to teach me this thing. I give her a lot of credit for that. Let me go back to the phone. Twin.
What's up, little man?
What's up, little man?
Hey, man. I don't know what CK be smoking, but he need to stop. Man, I don't know, man. He sound like a pervert or something. A tree jumper or something like that, the way he was talking. Man, you grab the back of the seat, man. And
A tree?
grab the
Wait.
left bar, right.
Right, but what's a tree jumper?
Somebody who molests kids, man.
Oh, I never heard that. That's horrible. Why is
Yeah,
that a tree? I don't understand it don't matter. Go ahead.
You know how people wait behind the trees for somebody to come out or something like that?
Tree, okay. Tree jumper. Okay.
Come on, catch up, man.
I'm
yeah,
trying.
Hey, look.
I'm trying.
Yeah, he made me. What I was talking about, man?
A tree jumper. You said he's a tree jumper.
Yeah, he was bogus for saying that, man. But I was about to ask you something. Oh, yesterday you got out on me and stuff
What'd I do?
and everything. Yeah, when you was about to go off air and stuff, talking about some crystals. Does he work? Is he from Chicago? Does he work at Kroger and all that extra stuff, man?
I was just
You know what
asking.
you did before you went off air.
I was just asking
No,
questions. I didn't mention no names.
No, ain't no.
I didn't mention no name.
Ain't nobody in Cincinnati got a twin from Chicago work at Kroger's. Come on, man.
You can't
Stop.
be the only one. You can't be the only one, guaranteed. Okay, maybe not guaranteed, but there's a possibility that it could be another dude who from Chicago, used to be in the gang, got a twin brother, work in Kroger, handle milk,
man.
don't wash his hands, and date Crystal.
No. You being extra now, man. You saying too much. You just go ahead and put a name on it, say twin Joiner.
You're making assumptions. Please don't make assumptions.
No, man. I ain't making no assumptions. Yeah, but no. He crazy. No, but real talk, no, a normal girl, like you said, a normal girl, she won't have no problem you training somebody, to do whatever, like you train raving or something. So I don't know what CK was talking. Just like I was saying, I don't know if it was on your show or Wyatt. Like I was saying, when I'm, dancing in the club or something like that, I don't do it no more. But when my girl's right there and stuff, I dance somebody, she don't get mad. And you might get one of them, one of them crazy girls stuff that feel like they don't trust you type women, insecure or whatever. You might probably get one of those. But other than that, anyone I'm with or whatever, if I get on the dance floor and dance with somebody, they know how I get on or whatever. They don't get mad. So I don't know what CK talking about. He must be messing with some extra girls or something. Yeah. I don't know what he really talking about.
Yeah, I agree. Twin,
Now that car rolling, girl.
can you dance?
Hit somebody car. Yeah, well, I'm from the shop now. Two-step like a mug. You talking about can I dance?
Two-stepping. I can two-step. Can you dance?
Man, put a girl in front of me, see what I do.
Well, but what? Hold on. What you think is dancing might not. I've been to a club, right? And I went to a club in early or mid 2000s, like 2005, 2006, and what they were doing, I wouldn't say nobody in that club could dance, because all that was happening was girls was bending over, shaking their behind, and the dudes was coming up behind them, kind of grinding on them. That was it. That was dancing. So it just because you can do that don't mean that you can dance. I'm asking, can you dance?
I can do that and I can step. So what? I mostly like stepping though.
Okay, so like that R. Kelly stepping kind of ballroom looking
right.
nonsense.
You right. Stepping in the name of love. I do that, but I can footwork, all that. House music, all that. I come from that cloth, man.
Okay,
So,
I didn't know. I'm just asking. That's what I was asking. Yeah. So that's what you be doing when the girl come up to you. You saying y'all be doing that kind of stepping, not necessarily.
Well, it depends on what music and whatever. But most like I like listen like old school. I don't like all that sexy red, all that goofy stuff. I like old school R. Kelly. Look, big look, not look. Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
So I don't listen to that too much rap, man, because they be lying now, man. These new kids be lying. So I don't too much listen. The beat all right, but other than that, man, I don't too much listen to that new stuff, man.
But you like to do the stepping. I respect that. I don't think I could do that to save my life. Like if you had a gun to my head and said, get out there and step with some woman and make it look good, I would just start crying.
No, you ain't. No, you just go with the flow.
I would just start crying because I know somebody about to kill me. You got a gun to my head and I got to step, because I know me. If I try to do that, let me try to spin and step. I'm probably gonna fall. I'm gonna trip over my own feet. I would just start crying. Like, tell my mama that I love her. I would just. That would be it. It would be over.
You ain't never slow dance with your wife.
That's just we do the old school, like back in the 80s, slow dancing. I put my arms around her and I grab her booty and we just kind of.
I just speed it up a little bit, then put some rhythm on.
That's it. And my feet pretty much don't move. It's just all kind of hip stuff.
I know they short. You got some baby feet, size 5 or whatever. I know. Your wife taller than you?
No, I think she a little shorter than me. We about eye to eye. She might be a half inch shorter than me, maybe.
I think she's taller than you. Just don't want to admit.
I wouldn't have a problem admitting that she was taller than me.
That's why they gave your ass a ticket for not having that booster seat on. That's why the hell they gave you that ticket. Yeah, that booster seat. You had that extra booster seat, that height and everything, reach the pedals and you get all good. I thought they'd been taking a video like, dude, I tried also.
I feel like you're trying to shame me because I can't dance.
No, I got you from yesterday, man. I was in my PCs. I said, I know he did. I can't wait till I get on today. It's on.
I wasn't talking about you yesterday. I was just asking a
Don't
question.
worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, little homie. Don't worry about it.
All
I
right.
catch
Is
the
that it? You
line,
got
man. I
anything
know.
else? And we both coughing.
Hold on.
What you done transmitted
Man, it's
via
hot out
phone?
here. Smoking that loud. No, I'm just playing. Hey, EE.
Yes.
Update on Kroger, man. Yesterday, the shooting and everything. If people don't, I'm giving y'all a real fact. Don't say it wasn't like that and all that. I'm giving y'all what the people told me who was there, co-workers, managers and stuff.
But
Well,
people
yesterday,
do, just before you just understand that we know it might be true and people do exaggerate sometimes. So it's second or third hand information at this point, but go ahead and share.
well, now if people saw the video and all that. So, dude, apparently, they said he got in an altercation with the police, and he was shooting at the police. They let off 30 rounds, and he ran into Kroger. When he ran into Kroger, innocent bystander customer got shot, and dude got shot too. So it was 30 rounds. Basically, they were shooting at each other, whatever. The police approached him, and dudes started running, shooting, and 30 rounds let off and everything else. But yeah, they didn't come get their car till like 2 something in the morning and all that. The people, police told them come get y'all car later on. I'm like, man, I ain't even get a delivery. I supposed to got a delivery yesterday and I didn't because of that. So yeah, that was a situation with that. People was mad and all that. Said it couldn't be me. I told them I left my baby or something in the car, something made up something, a dog or something. So you say dog and stuff, they'll believe. You say kids, no, they won't believe. They'll believe a dog over a human being, man. So yeah, that was the situation up with that one, though, man. But it's crazy. And last thing, dude, dumb, man, he should go to jail. When Zoom on a car with the police, hey, you drive, you know you supposed to drive, and they revoke your bond. Yeah, you get the donkey of the day, dude. Yeah. All right, man. I ain't gonna hold you up, man. Be safe.
All right,
Everybody
twin.
in the chat and everything. All right, man.
Take it easy. All right, that was twin. And that's the news from Kroger. I really didn't have much to say about the whole Kroger thing. Again, I didn't get much information about it. I'd heard it was an officer involved shooting, watched the news. There was a couple people on the news. I do still wonder, where do they get these people on the news? It was a lady on the news, and I'll be like, do they intentionally look for the wildest people to interview on the news, or is it the wildest people that like want their little shot at fame that seek out the camera? Not that anything she said was like super crazy, but just her demeanor. I think I was watching Channel 9, but just her demeanor was kind of. I was like, why her? It wasn't just like some normal people there that could have told you what happened without kind of elevating it, you know. The wildest thing I ever seen in my life. I don't understand. I was like, oh my God, why? Why are they interviewing her? Did she come running over? I'll tell y'all what happened. I'll be watching that stuff. And I'll be, who are these people? Who are these people? Can I play the video? No, I don't know. I don't want to play that video. I don't want to. First, I would have to find it. And secondly, I don't want to play it. I don't want to see it again. I don't want to see it again. But I do. I wonder sometimes, like, where do they get these people from? And what is going on with my scroll? I don't know why it keeps popping up like that. I'm gonna have to do some resetting. You know what? I remember back in the day. My dad was a minister. He was a pastor. Seabreeze, I think it was Channel 9. My dad was a minister. He was a pastor of Emanuel Baptist Church in Lincoln Heights. The church was not named after me. I was not named after the church. Coincidence. But he was a pastor of Emanuel Baptist Church. And I remember one Sunday we was having service. And out of nowhere, this was back in the 80s. I was still in high school. So this was, mid 80s. And out of nowhere, the doors came bursting up. Boom! Just sound like almost like an explosion. Okay, that's overselling it. It was really loud. Somebody came bursting in the door, running, and sat in the back seat. And it startled everybody in the church, like all 16 of us. It wasn't very many people at that time going to his church. So it startled everybody in the church. It was more than 16, but I just don't remember how many. And so, of course, everything stopped. And this dude is sitting in the back. His shirt is all tore up. And he breathing hard. And he looking. And somebody, what's going on? You all right? And the dude says it was some dudes chasing him with guns. And the only thing he could think of to do was to run into the church for safety. And the dudes was apparently like right outside. He ran into the church, and somebody said, "You want us to call the police?" And he said, "No." He said he didn't want anybody to call the police. And I remember I think it was me and my daddy and my uncle. I'm sorry, not my uncle. Uncle Smitty was my godfather. When we went to the door, and there was two dudes out there. I didn't see no guns, but it was two dudes, and they clearly had guns, but they had kind of put them in their pocket, whatever. And one of them asked, like, "Is everything all right?" And they was like, "Yeah, no, we was just looking for dude." And my dad was like, "Y'all gonna have to leave. Y'all gonna have to leave from here." And they was just like, "Yes, sir. Yes, sir." He got to come out eventually. And my dad said, "Well, we about to call the police. So y'all might want to go ahead and get away." And they were like, "Yes, sir. Yes, sir." And they left. And we went back and finished service. I don't recall the police ever showing up. But after service, they asked dude if he wanted to join church. You got to try to get the new members. They asked dude if he wanted to join the church, and dude was like, no, he don't want to join the church or whatever. But it was just somewhere that he ran to for safety because he knew them dudes was about to kill him. And eventually dude left. I don't know whatever happened to dude. I don't know, there's no real follow-up on the story because I don't have any details. They might have called him later on and did something to him or left him alone. I don't know. But I know in that moment, at that time, the church was a place that you could run to for safety. And he knew that. That's why he ran into the church. And the dudes chasing another dude with a gun, with guns in their hands. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. With guns in their hands. Okay, I don't know why. Something just happened. But with guns in their hands, they didn't even challenge the preacher. They said, yes, sir, to the preacher. And eventually went on their way. And like Ron said, if that happens in 2024, there's probably going to be some innocent bystander shot up in the church. And, or even if they do decide to not come outside, let the pastor come out talking about y'all got to leave. Who you telling to leave, pastor? Sometimes I think about stuff like that. I just think of it's little things. That wasn't little for that dude, whatever. But little differences like that in society. It ain't not, I'm not sitting here, well, they didn't chase people with guns and they didn't shoot people when I was coming up. Like, no, they did. They chased people. But for whatever reason, at that time, that day, in that moment, it was okay for that dude to run into the church for safety. And he was safe. And then for the pastor and I guess associate minister and son to be able to go out there, and I have no idea why they took me to the door. I have no idea why they took me with them to the door. But I remember them saying, come on. And I wasn't, well, when I think about it, my dad, my godfather, I think it was one like really old dude, and me were the only men in the church. So maybe that's why they told me, come on. But went to the door, and to tell these, well, some people would say thugs, to tell these thugs, leave. And for them to not have, like, they were so respectful. They were so respectful. And they were clearly mad, and they clearly wanted dude to come out. Like they, you know, they wasn't secret about it. Like, we don't get him. You know what I'm saying? But he was like, nah, y'all got to go. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And we're going to call the police. Y'all might want to leave. And they like, yes, sir. We hear you. Yes, sir. And they left. Voices wasn't raised. Threats wasn't made, not towards us. Just a totally different time. I don't see that happening that way. It might, but I don't see that happening that way in 2024. I don't see that happening that way in 2024. Preston says, just saw a video of two young men shooting up a funeral at a church in Pittsburgh, I believe. Ooh, that's terrible. That's terrible. But I don't know. I don't remember why I brought that story up. It just, something was said and it brought that story to my mind. I was thinking about it a few days ago. Like, it was crazy just that somebody could run into the church and that was truly a place where you could run to for safety. Like, well, you might as well go ahead and give your life to Jesus now. Because when you walk out that door, your ass belongs to... He didn't give his life to Jesus. He didn't do it. I remember another time. This one is a really quick story. Another time, same church. But my godmother's brother was preaching. And the dude just came walking in. He didn't know etiquette. It's not his fault. But he came into the church. He was late. The minister was preaching. He kept walking. He came in. He walked up the aisle. You know, you get nervous when people just come walking up the aisle. And he stopped right there, I'm going to say at the altar, you know, a little area between the first row and the pulpit. He stops right there, holds his hands out, and he say, man, I'm a cold-blooded sinner. I was waiting for something else to happen, and he didn't say nothing. And then my godmother's brother, he was like, well, can you wait till I finish my sermon? And dude was like, no, I'm a cold-blooded sinner, and I don't want to be no sinner. And so then, you know, he was like, well, you want me to pray for you? You want me? Like, nah, I just wanted to say that. I'm a cold-blooded sinner, and I don't want to be no sinner. And then he turned around and he left. And they was, you know, oh, can we get your name? Oh, can we get some? Oh, you sure you want to join? You want a service? You want to sit down and enjoy service? He didn't want to do none of that. He just came in to say, I'm a cold-blooded sinner. I remember them words. That was the exact terminology that he used. Man, I'm a cold-blooded sinner. And I don't want to be no sinner. I was like, okay, that's interesting. And then he left. I guess I don't know if he thought, I'm saved now, or that was going to help him, or something like that. But I remember that happened. I thought that was interesting. I do remember it was, can I finish my sermon? I was thinking, he don't want to hear your sermon, bro. He just want to say he a cold-blooded sinner. That's it. That's the only other church story that I think of right now, even remotely related to what I was thinking about. All right, what else? There was another story that I saw. That I wanted to play. which I know, again, people probably saw this one as well. And on this one, it's very interesting because y'all know we have people who like to pretend like racism doesn't exist anymore. Or if something bad happens, it's not because of race. People don't do racial things anymore. Or at least, you know, white people don't do racial things to black people. Black people be racist towards white people, but, you know, it don't happen the other way no more. But I know a lot of y'all saw this story. So I want somebody, one of these racism don't exist anymore people, to explain this to me. And I'm sure that they can explain it to me in a way that makes it make sense and that fits the argument that racism don't happen no more.
This morning, in a newly filed lawsuit, 3 black men are suing American Airlines. They allege company employees appeared to remove all of them from a flight over a complaint about body odor. First on CBS Mornings, the men are telling their story to our Chris Van Cleave.
We're the only ones getting taken off the program.
This video at the center of a newly filed lawsuit against American Airlines appears to show a number of black men after they've been removed from a flight allegedly due to a complaint about offensive body odor.
So this is discrimination?
The lawsuit claims as Flight 832 from Phoenix to New York was finishing boarding in January, American employees removed 8 black men from the plane. They were not traveling together, weren't seated next to each other, did not know each other, and appeared to be the only black men on the flight, according to the suit filed early this morning.
As I got my things and walked to the front of the plane and made a left to the jet bridge, I noticed that there was 7 other black men. And that kind of was like, okay, what's happening here? So
for plaintiffs Emanuel Joseph, Alvin Jackson, and Xavier Veal, Flight 832 was a connection. They'd taken an earlier flight from Los Angeles without issue.
It was just black men, so I started freaking out. I pulled out my phone to record everything.
At any point, did somebody from American say to any of you that you had an offensive odor?
No.
The lawsuit claims over the course of about an hour, the men were kept in the jetway and then moved to the gate area where they were told they'd be rebooked on another flight to New York later that day, and alleges an American employee indicated the complaint about offensive body odor had come from a white male flight attendant. A gate agent seen in the video at one point seems to agree race was a factor in the men getting pulled off the flight.
Just because of the color of my skin. Okay. Okay.
I do not disagree.
But when another flight to New York couldn't be found, they were put back on the same plane.
Had to go back on the plane with everybody looking at us, you know. For me, very uncomfortable. Everybody staring at me. Me and all the other black people on the plane were just taking off.
I knew that as soon as I get on that plane, a sea of white faces were going to be looking at me and blaming me for their late flight of an hour.
Their lawyer, Sue Huta, says American declined to give her clients any answers about what happened in Phoenix.
It's almost inconceivable to come up with an explanation for that other than the color of their skin, particularly since they didn't know each other, they weren't sitting near each other. It seems fairly apparent that race was part of this dynamic.
The lawsuit cites other recent incidents where passengers have alleged being discriminated against by American and a 2017 NAACP travel advisory urging members not to fly the airline. It was lifted about 8 months later.
We were discriminated against. The entire situation was racist.
Do you think if you were anything other than a black man, this would not have happened?
If I was a white person, it probably wouldn't have happened.
I think they would have walked past like the other white passengers that were there.
CBS legal analyst Ricky Kleeman.
The plaintiffs may really have no interest in money, and they may have a sincere interest in making a public statement about racial discrimination by a major airline.
Is this kind of case a tough one to win at trial?
The question at trial really is about what are the protocols of American Airlines. And they better have some, and they better have done something with these particular employees in terms of discipline after this action.
American Airlines tells CBS News it takes all claims of discrimination very seriously and says in a statement, our teams are currently investigating the matter as the claims do not reflect our core values or our purpose of caring for people. The lawsuit seeks unspecified damages. Nate?
Chris, thank you. Looks like American Airlines has some explaining to do.
Some explaining to do. All of us sympathize with the jobs that flight attendants have. It's a slippery slope when you think of the amount of power that a single flight attendant might have. I've seen things go amiss on flights, not necessarily American Airlines, but where just someone says the wrong thing at the wrong time, but it's just a comment.
Right.
And it escalates
then
to
they flex
you're
their
getting
power on you.
Exactly, and you get thrown off a plane.
Those fellas are going to own that airline by the end of this.
We'll see.
All right. So that's the story as I see it, as it was portrayed to us. That sounds bad. But I asked for somebody to come in and tell me how this is not, based on race or racism. And I'm not sure if this is why he called, but Ron.
Okay. So, how you doing, baby?
I'm good.
Okay. So, now, remember when you said you don't want to go with the crazies on the bus?
I did not use that terminology.
What did you say?
I don't want to be on the bus with those people.
And then you said you don't want to be on the bus. You said you don't quote. And I'm not, I'm not judging that because, sort of, I agree. I ride the bus, but sort of I agree. But now, it doesn't necessarily It doesn't necessarily have to be racial, because if and that now just hear me out.
I just said all. I was just.
Oh, okay. It doesn't.
I just emote sometimes.
It doesn't necessarily have to be racial, because, and I'm sure a whole lot of people would agree, if it was a funky smell on the plane, and they couldn't determine where that smell was coming from, and they probably tried to make it not about just one individual, but it's probably a lot of Africans, and obviously it was, quite a few on the plane. But I think it was racial discrimination. I'm not saying that, but I'm just playing devil's advocate because I wouldn't want to be stuck on a funky ass plane on a 3-4 hour flight, and not get off. I just wouldn't. I wouldn't feel comfortable, just like you wouldn't feel comfortable on the bus situation. But
And so,
I have.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
Just so I'm clear, you're saying it might have been okay to round up every black man on the plane and tell him to get off because the plane was stinky, so it had to be a black man that was stinking up the plane.
No, I'm saying that it was probably a flight attendant noticed. If a flight attendant noticed and they wasn't sitting together, but they got on the plane together. If they picked out the culprit and it was one of the black Africans or two of the black Africans, they probably tried to, say, okay, get them off the plane and, just not pick everybody out. Now, I'm not saying that was right. I'm saying it was discrimination. But if there was a strong body odor, I'll say possible.
It had to be a black person.
And, no. I said if they picked out the culprit. If they walked up to somebody and they said, oh, this motherfucker stink, we got to get him out. Oh, it's not just him, it's them. Oh, we can't just single them out. okay, let's get all of them off the plane, and then do whatever. So, and
Wait a minute. I'm just so I'm clear, or just maybe just so you're clear. They said that there were
okay,
like 8 black men on the plane in total.
yeah,
They weren't
yeah.
together. They didn't know each other.
No,
No, that's what they just said in the story. They weren't together. They didn't know each other. They weren't sitting together. But they got all 8 black men that were on the plane and removed them from the plane.
Okay. Again, if there was a strong body odor, and if you know how strong body odors are, if one of them walked up to one of the Africans or 2 of the Africans, and they determined that, hey, these guys stink, there's going to be an uncomfortable flight, for
So
everybody
let's kick
else.
off all the black men.
Okay, just let's just let me finish.
Okay.
Okay, we can't single them out. Let's get them all off the plane. Now,
can I ask why you can't single if you're removing people because of a body odor?
Because they didn't.
You can determine who has the body odor. Why would you then remove the other black men?
Because they didn't want the other black men to be embarrassed. And I'm just speaking in hypotheticals because I don't know.
But that don't make. But it don't make sense.
Okay. Well, okay, but okay, it just don't make sense to you.
No, it don't make sense. Period.
It don't make sense to you. So you haven't had to make a determination as to any other thing and said, oh, I don't want to make this individual feel bad, so I'll do something. I'll do it this way so that this individual doesn't feel bad.
Right, but why would you? Wait. No, wait a minute, because you asked me a question.
You're being dishonest.
No, I'm not. Why wouldn't you then, if you say, okay, I don't want to single these people out, pick 2 white men, pick 2 white women, pick 2 black men, and pick, Indian dude, and then take them all off the plane? Why would you pick every black man on the plane?
That's where the discrimination comes in. Okay, now, my question is, and which is a $1 million question.
All right, million.
If the NAACP knew that it was discrimination, ongoing discrimination against American Airlines, and they blocked them, had a travel ban, why in the fuck did they take it off? Did they take it off?
Wait.
Okay, I'm going to repeat the question.
Well, no, wait a minute. I want to make sure I understand the question.
I'm going to repeat the question.
Hold on, you don't have to repeat it. Let me make sure I understand it. The question that you're asking is, or I think the assertion that you're making is, somehow American Airlines racial discrimination is the NAACP's fault?
No. I say it. Now I'm going to say it again. So you can get what I'm saying.
All right.
And answer the question.
Okay.
Because that's the $1 million question. If if NAACP had a travel ban on American Airlines, and they're still practicing the behavior, why would they take the travel ban off? And yes, I'm saying, just because you look like us don't mean you for us.
What?
Because the travel ban should never have been lifted. Because it's only one
practice. Are you in favor of the NAACP's travel ban?
Yeah. And I said the travel ban should have never been lifted. And that's our fucking problem. Because people sell us out on a regular basis.
What?
If people sell us out, black people sell us out on a regular basis. And if
Wait a minute. I promise you, Ron, I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not trying to upset you. I'm not trying to disagree with you. I'm just trying to understand. It sure sounds to me like you're blaming the NAACP for American Airlines discriminating against some black people.
No, and you're twisting my words.
No, I'm not. I'm trying to understand.
I'm blaming them. Here, let me tell you what I'm blaming them for.
Okay.
So we do.
But just so we're clear, the NAACP is getting some blame.
Emmanuel.
But the NAACP is indeed getting some blame, right?
Emmanuel.
So, can you answer that?
The
NAACP is getting some blame here, right?
Emmanuel.
Can you answer that question, Ron?
I'm blaming the NAACP.
So they are getting some blame.
Taking off the travel ban when there's a practice of ongoing discrimination. And I said, just because you look like us don't mean you for us. Black folks sell us out all the time. Why in the hell did they lift the travel ban if there was a level of ongoing racial discrimination in America, on American Airlines?
Okay,
that's the question.
Can I answer?
You can't answer.
So you don't want me to answer?
You can attempt to answer.
That's what I asked. Can I answer?
You can attempt to answer.
Okay.
I would have a hypothesis.
A what?
Hypothesis. An educated guess.
Okay. You're right. It will be a not so educated guess. Is it possible that maybe they saw what they believed to be some improvements, or that they hadn't had an incident in a certain amount of time, so they weren't going real hard on the ban? Is that possible? Or do you think once you say this company has discriminated against black people, so we're doing a travel ban, you believe that has to last indefinitely, forever?
Is there still a travel ban?
I don't know.
And see, I didn't know about the travel ban to on American Airlines.
But what does any of this have to do with American Airlines kicking off 8 black men off of an airplane, and only all 8 black males on an airplane? What does this have to do with that?
That ain't the million-dollar question. But that ain't the million-dollar question. They got an attorney.
Well, I'm not paying $1 million for any question. But what I'm asking is, what does this have to do with those guys getting kicked off that plane?
Because they wouldn't have maybe been on there if the travel ban would have been in place.
That doesn't make sense.
And they may what?
I said that doesn't make sense.
If there's an NAACP travel ban,
right?
And people know what the NAACP is.
Let me ask you, what was there an NAACP travel?
Emanuel,
was there an NAACP travel ban from Florida?
Hey.
Was there an NAACP travel ban from Florida?
It was an NAACP travel ban, and what's her name? Kathy Hughes used to say it all the time.
Did black people still go to Florida during the travel ban?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. What you're saying doesn't make sense. If there was an NAACP travel ban, then those black people wouldn't have been on the flight to get kicked off. That don't make sense.
Emanuel, did black people not go to Florida because there was a travel ban?
I'm sure some did.
Okay. I'm it's either or. I mean, the fact of the matter is, I heard the travel ban from Florida on, of course, Lincoln show. I ain't hear that shit nowhere else.
And maybe
and
they
now, of
didn't
course,
hear
I
about it
know.
either.
Wait, just a second. I heard about it on the Lincoln Show,
You said that.
and Kathy Hughes was saying it, but I didn't hear it on any other place
Right, you
or
said
any
that.
other platform. Wait a minute. Just wait a minute. I ain't never heard a travel ban from the NAACP on American Airlines.
Okay.
I just wait a second. Wait a second. My thing is, if it was an effective travel ban and they were trying to be effective, black folk would hear about it. Black folk would hear about it.
What does that have to do with American Airlines kicking 8 black men off of a plane?
Again, I don't understand what you don't get about it. I know black people would have flown on there, but some black people may not have. You said that about Florida. So they may not have flown if they would have known about the travel.
Okay,
about
but
the
they
travel
did.
ban.
So again,
But-
what you're trying to go back to is you're trying to blame the NAACP because
No.
American Airlines kicked 8 black men off of a flight.
Nope. I'm trying to blame NAACP because we didn't know about a travel ban.
But that don't matter. The travel ban
Okay.
does not
Hey,
matter in
my
this
man.
case.
Oh,
It
okay.
does not matter.
Because you don't want to get what I'm saying, and you do that. But I've already.
I think
proved
I
my
get
point.
what you're saying.
I've already proved.
I think I
point.
100% get what you're saying. I think I've stated it on like 3 different occasions. What you're trying to do is blame the NAACP for those black men getting kicked off the American Airlines flight.
No, I'm trying to blame NAACP because we didn't know about a travel ban.
Okay.
That's it.
That doesn't make sense.
That's it. Oh, okay. Don't make sense to you.
Right.
But you know I love you. I'm holler. One.
Yeah. That doesn't make sense. Didn't make sense at all. Not even a little bit. I see a lot of y'all are saying that the verdict is in on Trump, and it is. It'll be, probably about another 25, 30 minutes before they could even read it. They say the jury has asked for an additional 30 minutes to fill out the verdict forms. So there'll be an additional 30 minutes, even though they've reached a verdict. They had to fill out all the forms and all that kind of stuff. They've asked for 30 minutes. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Hold on. Let's see. CK says, Livingston, first call you get is from a black person who defended the white airlines. This verdict, y'all might not like it, but I think this verdict should be not guilty. I think this should be a not guilty verdict. Okay? Now, I don't know what it will be. I'm telling you what I think it should be. And I'm not a pro-Trump guy. I don't like the guy. I think he's a horrible human being. But I think this should be a not guilty verdict. But I remember when all of this stuff was coming up, some people actually said none of these cases will ever go to trial. And I'm going to tell y'all, I hate it. Hate is a strong word. I don't like it when I hear people make these definitive statements about all of this stuff, before anything happens. This ain't going to go to trial. He ain't going to be found guilty on nothing. I hate when people do that. You don't know. Say, I don't believe this is going to go to trial. I guarantee this ain't going to go to trial. I guarantee ain't none of these cases going to go to trial. As a matter of fact, I guarantee you this person going to get in trouble and this person going to get in trouble and so on and so forth. You cheapen it when you guarantee stuff that you can't possibly guarantee. I hate it when people do that. I hate it when people do that. I think he should be found not guilty. I understand that more than likely, by the letter of the law, he's probably guilty of some stuff. Or you could finagle it to where he was outside the bounds of the law. Just like when that cop pulled me over for my turn signal. It's possible I turned the turn signal on, or what if it's got to be 100 feet before the turn? I did it 70 feet before the turn, driving at 50 miles an hour. Did you really measure it to say, okay, 100, 80, 70, now it's on, let's get him? Maybe technically, I didn't turn on the turn signal in time. So technically, there was a traffic infraction. But do you necessarily look at that and say, oh, let's get him for that? You can, but it doesn't mean you should. He's supposed to signal at 100 feet. It was 90 feet when he signaled. And the judge could be like, it was 90 feet, bro, guilty. And technically he would be right. But reason would say, wait, it was supposed to be 100 feet and he was 90 feet when he put on the signal, and let that guy go. He put on his signal. He was, in good faith, he was doing what normal people do, signaling his turn. He didn't dot every I, cross every T, but in good faith, he was trying to do what everybody else does. That's kind of the way I see it here. I know it's not the best analogy, but it's like maybe technically Donald Trump broke the law. But what they trying to get him on, well, he tried to influence the election. Of course he did. Of course he did, because he was running for the office. He didn't classify and do all the paperwork the exact right way. Probably not, because, yeah, he was paying a chick that he hit to not tell everybody that he hit. Is it wrong? Technically, yeah, it's wrong. But come on, it's common sense say, if you're running for office, you don't want a porn star coming out saying, I had sex with him. That's common sense. By the letter of the law, he probably is guilty. But just common sense speaking, I get it. I don't like Trump either. Get him on the documents. I don't think he got a leg to stand on the documents. Get him on trying to overturn the election or whatever they doing in Georgia. Get him on that. Get him on this. Feels like it feels cheap. It feels cheap. And look, Nat, I get it. Nat says he's the last person. I'm put it up on the screen. He's the last person I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt to. I get that. I get that. The judge's clerk has entered the courtroom. I'm just waiting to see what'll happen. I might try to stay here and see if they read the verdict. Of course, there's no cameras and whatnot in the courtroom. So I'm just sitting here, I'm refreshing CNN. which is probably gonna be a little bit behind the TV. But right now, I can't turn my TV on because I use a projector and I had to take the projector somewhere, so I didn't set it back up. So we'll see. We'll have to see what happens. Okay. Since we're waiting, give me your prediction. Is he going to be found guilty? Or is he going to be found guilty or not guilty? Type in your predictions. Type in your predictions. Not necessarily what you think should happen, but just your prediction. Sea Breeze says she's predicting not guilty. Crystal is predicting guilty. LaDonna says not guilty. Jason, not guilty. Ed, hold on. Ed, not guilty. Tiffany, not guilty. Why are you doing that? Now my mouth want to act up when everything coming through fast. Carolyn, not guilty on all counts. Nat says guilty. Okay. Brent believes guilty because the verdict came back so quickly. Janice says guilty on all. Trump, not guilty. Andrea says not guilty. Crystal says she's not going to participate. McConnell says not guilty. I think Crystal was saying not guilty. I think that's what Crystal was saying. Kimberly says not guilty. It looked like most people on here believe he's going to be found not guilty. Okay, the judge is on the bench now. The judge is on the bench. He asks if the parties are ready for the jury, and both sides say yes. And again, I'm reading the updates off of CNN, so if you see it first, y'all can click in here. Again, I can't turn on the television right now. Janice said guilty on some, not all. Hold on, I'm scrolling. Pat says guilty. Quintano says hung jury. I don't think it's going to be a hung jury because they're coming back with a verdict. Staban says not guilty. Twin says not guilty. Lewis says not guilty. Phyllis believes guilty on some. Anthony believes guilty on something. We got a not guilty. Guilty on at least one. Guilty on lesser charge. Crystal says, because I said no, you skipped me. I didn't skip you. I said you said no, and I thought that you were saying not guilty. But, I can't just saying no. I can't necessarily say that you're definitely saying not guilty. I can say what I thought you were trying to say. But if you can write, because I said no, you skipped me, I'm driving, you could say not guilty. What? But I thought you were saying not guilty. Jeannie says guilty. Okay. He gonna be found guilty on some. Hold on, let me refresh again. A few more court officers are standing in the aisle and around the room. Just waiting for another update. Waiting for another update. Look like a lot of people believe he's gonna be found not guilty. Does anybody believe he's gonna be found guilty of a felony? Does anybody believe there's going to be guilt on a felony? Okay, now I'm trying to refresh in my thing. Won't refresh. Let's see, go back to CNN. Again, y'all, I can't pull up the live feed. I mean, there's not a live feed from inside the courtroom. So I just have to keep refreshing on the different websites. So if you guys hear the verdict before I hear it, please feel free to update. All right, Crystal. Don't be hostile, Crystal. She said I was at a red light when I typed that. I was driving when I typed no, not guilty. All right. So I was right. That was what you said. You meant what I thought you meant. Let's see. The 12 jurors are now in the room. Twelve jurors are now in the room. And y'all know how they do all of that stuff, passing papers around. The judge got to look at it and make sure that it's right, and then give it to the clerk, and the clerk got to look at it and make sure that it's right, and then, you know, they look at everything. And then I'm not sure if in New York they have one of the jurors read it or if the clerk reads it, because different places do it different ways. Count one, guilty. All right. They're updating. Count one, guilty. He was found guilty on count one. I'm not sure exactly what count one is. Twin, I'm still waiting for the updates. So again, you guys might have them before I do. But I have count one, guilty. Okay, yeah, you guys are ahead of me. Yeah, we still only looking at count one here. Y'all up to count 19. But I'm reading y'all saying he's guilty on the first 19. He's guilty on the first 19. Somebody check on Ron. Make sure Ron is okay. They say he's guilty on the, Twin says guilty on the first 30. On here, they have him guilty on, Preston says guilty on all 34. Yeah, I know I'm behind, but I believe y'all. All 34 guilty. Trying to go to these sites. That's why I wish I was in front of a TV. All right, there it is. Former president is convicted on all 34 counts by a New York jury. Guilty on all counts. Who is out there walking around? All right. Well, I didn't think that would be the case. I thought he should be found not guilty. But he was found guilty. So what does this mean? What do y'all think this means? Now, you know he's not going to jail. You know he's not going to jail. And so this means that a convicted felon could be your next president of the United States of America. He is legitimately now a convicted felon. Somebody check on Ron. Ron, are you still there? Ron, are you still there? I just want to make sure Ron is okay. And y'all think I'm trying to be funny, but I'm not trying to be funny. I know Ron did not think that this was going to happen. And Ron is really, really, really heavy, deep into, you know, Donald Trump, president, all that kind of stuff. Ron, are you okay? Twin is okay. Twin is here. Twin, I think, is a little kind of ambivalent about it. He's not going to vote. We've already agreed to that. But I want to know, is Ron okay? I want to call him. I'm not going to call him. But I have his number here. I want to call him and just check on him and make sure he's okay. Okay, I got a call coming in. Caller.
Emanuel. Hi, hello? Can you
Hello.
hear me? Hello, hi.
How you doing?
Okay. Are you able to hear me? I'm getting confused. Maybe I should, hold on, let me turn off the live stream.
Oh, no, I can hear you just fine.
Okay, perfect. Hi, this is Crystal Smith.
Yeah, all right. How you doing, Crystal?
I'm doing fine. I never, ever call in, but I just wanted to holler at you really quickly, and say, first and foremost, I told y'all, okay? And then secondly, because folks are tired of dude, you know what I mean? And I think that free-thinking, rational human beings who actually care about this Constitution and this crazy thing that we call America are finally like waking up like, dude, no, like this behavior is not okay and you are not above the law. All right. But my question to you is this specifically, Emanuel.
All right.
Is it, and I don't know if you know the answer or not, but I consider you to be an intelligent and astute young man.
Thank you.
If you're welcome. With a felony conviction, can dude still even run for president? Like, or is that not even a thing where we've even considered that?
I don't think that there's anything that keeps him from running for president as a convicted felon. There is nothing that keeps him from running.
How's that possible? Like, do they just never think like, hey, you know what? We may want to. You know what? I don't even know. Because maybe
he could technically be sentenced to jail and be in jail when he, you know, when the election happens and still win the election and become president while in jail or in prison.
Me?
No, I'm not.
That is insanity. Is it not?
Yes, it is.
Okay. All right. Just as long as we're clear there. And so, okay, so we can have a president that's out here paying these hoes and given golden showers and just, you know, Magic City every weekend, King of Diamonds, whatever he wants to do, and just be out here just being a complete fool.
Yes.
And this will be our president.
This will be your president.
Okay. Yep. So I just wanted to confirm that because I wasn't sure and I didn't know what your thoughts were on that. So I do appreciate your time.
All right. Yeah, thank you for calling.
Of course. Have a good day.
You do the same. Yeah, y'all, that's the truth. It's crazy. It is crazy. But this man could be in jail on election day. I think technically he could. I mean, I'm sure they would let him out if he got elected. I think they would probably have to let him out of jail to serve his term as president. So let's say they gave him 3 years. Just with hypothetical, it's probably not going to happen. But let's say they gave him 3 years and they took him in tomorrow and he's serving his time. The election comes and America votes for him. He becomes president-elect. Now this I'm just guessing. Because that doesn't do away with his prison term. But I think he would probably still have to be allowed to be the president. So then they would have to let him out of jail, let him be the president. And then when his 4 years is over, I think he would have to go back to prison to finish serving his term. It is crazy. And no, I don't think that the people, the framers of the Constitution, all that kind of stuff, ever thought that there would be such a scumbag become president, or a scumbag that got caught and prosecuted for being a scumbag that ever became president, that they would have to make any sort of allowances for this. I think they probably gave people more credit than what they deserve in America right now. Because they probably thought, look, if some dude is a felon, Americans are not going to make him their president. That's probably what they thought. So why would we even think about that? Why would we even consider that as an option? Americans are going to be too smart for that. And then we get to 2020 or 2016? Then they get to 2016 and they're like, oh my goodness, these people crazy. They'll vote for anything. And now we have a convicted felon. Of course, he'll appeal. He will appeal, no doubt about that. But now we have a convicted felon who's the presumptive Republican nominee. And you know the Republicans are not going to do what probably Democrats would do. Jason is mad. Why are you mad, Jason? Jason.
Man, you think they elect that man and his first action would be to pardon himself?
He can't pardon himself. These are state charges.
Oh, so he would really have to do it.
Yeah.
Or would he rally his troops and get the governor of New York elected Republican and then get forgiven?
If he could do that, then I believe so. But I'm not sure how it works in New York with that, because I know there's a state or two where the governor can't just say, I'm pardoning this person. There's like a panel that has to get together to say these are the people that the governor can pardon. And I don't know if New York is one of those states.
Okay. Well, hope he don't get no jail time. He a little old. I want to be wasting years like that. But
yeah, no, he can't pardon himself on this one.
I really call that dude. Why you let that dude ramble? Why didn't he just get on here and say it's okay to be racist? But why do they always pick the right black folks? Because if I'm on a plane and I'm sitting there and you come gather me up, get me off the plane and say, one of y'all niggas stink. That right there, I ain't getting back on the plane because you got to call the police because I'm about to act a fool.
But how is that going to serve you?
It ain't, but I mean, you can't pull me off the plane and then tell me I stink and I don't stink.
But
so you just saying you just sit there and they be like, one of y'all niggas stink, and you be like, this ain't right.
No, once they said to me, you got to get off the plane, I would get off the plane. Would I be upset?
You don't get off the plane because you don't want that felon. You don't want that federal charge.
Right. So would I be upset about it? Sure. But how is it going to help me to go bonkers in the airport? Because I'm going to get charges with that too. So all I can do is pretty much what dude did, pull out my camera and be like, this is racial. And then the gate agent going to be like, I don't disagree with you. And I'm going to be like, let's get a lawyer. But the thing that tripped me out about it though, Jason, is They let them back on the plane.
That's why I would have acted a fool. You pulled us off the plane, said one of us niggas stank, and then you let us back on the plane. So obviously we got a major issue here. Cause I just, like that level of disrespect. Like, you're not gonna pull me off the plane. And no matter how that dude tried to spin it, everybody stinks. I don't care who you are. If you don't put on no deodorant, you stink.
Well,
so you're not gonna walk
only
around the
black men
plane and
stink.
pick me up.
Apparently,
Nah.
only black men stink.
Well, that's coming from a dude who don't know how to get a license or register to vote. So you take that with a grain of salt. But no, you're just not gonna come at me like that. Ridiculous. I hope you heard what I didn't get to see. I wasn't watching. Who was the reporter that said they're gonna own the airport? Was he white or black?
He was white.
Oh yeah, them brothers about to get paid. Even the white boys know it. You can't. That's unacceptable in this day and age. I mean, you at least got to walk up around. Like, they ain't even try to be slick about it and walk up and, hey, sir, do you want a drink? Sniff, sniff. Oh, it ain't this nigga. Let me move to the next one. Like, I mean, they didn't even try to be slick. You just go on the plane, pull all 8 black people off. And it's a lot of black people out there that are cool with that. Like, that's okay. One of them had to stink because a good white person said one of them did. Nah, fuck that. But like you said, racism don't exist. So
that's right.
One of them had to stink. One of them niggas lying.
Yes.
And that should make all the no racism black people happy. One of them niggas stank and they just lying about it. But that's all I call for today. Oh. I messaged you yesterday about a t-shirt. I X'd that idea. I'm gonna work more on the one that I told you about.
Okay.
You didn't answer me. You be selectively reading the comments. Did you decide that what I asked was too much?
No. It's not too much. It's not too much.
Oh, okay. All right,
I had to figure out the whole process of doing that. I had to use simulated process for that, which I've never done. So I have the software to do it, but I had to figure out the software and then do it and then convert that to ink and then do the shirts. So it's like, that's why I said it's a learning process for me because I've never used that process of screen printing.
Okay. I was just making sure.
All right.
I think that's it. You don't know how many people I asked to do that. They was like, NBC gonna come and sue you or sue me if I do that. Like, nigga, I gotta tell on you first, and I'm not telling. Like, but that's all. I ain't gonna clog up the line. You probably got 1 or 2 more callers that want to call in and justify that racism. So I'll let you get on with that.
All right, Jason. I appreciate you.
All right.
Janice says, and I can't see it again. I can't watch. I can't turn on the television down here right now. I need to hook my projector back up. But I no doubt Trump is out there calling it a rigged trial and all of that kind of stuff. Janice says, where's the post where Janice just said it? Here it is. Trump is on TV calling the results a scam and it was rigged and all that good stuff. Yeah, no doubt. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. That's what he's gonna do. And he will be appealing. But now I'm waiting to see what sentence does he get. When is sentencing? Sentencing date is set for July 11th. Sentencing date is set for July 11th. I thought I saw Ron click on here. Ron threw up a lot of laughing emojis. So I guess Ron is okay. Ron is okay. There it is. Ron is okay. So that's good. Preston says, so you can be a convicted felon and become president and serve as president? Yes. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Terrence says, the man who tried to rig the election is calling it rigged. I thought he was going to be found not guilty. I don't think he should have been found guilty. Okay? I'm telling you right now, it's still, even though he's been found guilty, I still stand by what I said. I don't think he should have been found guilty. Not by the letter of the law, which I would say they probably went by the letter of the law. They probably did, I guess, what you're supposed to do. They probably looked at the law and they said, in order for him to be guilty on count one, this, and this had to have happened. Did this happen? Yeah. Did this happen? Yeah. Did that happen? Yeah. He's guilty. My analogy, okay, in order to be guilty, you have to have signaled less than 100 feet away. Were you less than 99 feet away? Like, yeah, I was probably about 90 feet away. Then you're guilty. Then you're guilty. So they I'm going to say probably did legally what they were supposed to do. I just thought he should have been found not guilty. And Daryl, that's a great point. Daryl says, in all seriousness, y'all be on y'all P's and Q's. These maggots is really about to act a damn fool now. You can believe that. You can believe that. Crystal says, what in the world are you talking about? I'm talking about just the fact that I don't think he should have been found guilty. I think that what he did might not have been good, but trying to interfere in an election? Come on, you running for office and you pay somebody to hush. Yeah, everything you do is trying to influence the election. Every rally you go to, everything you say is an attempt to influence the election. And yes, paying to keep bad stories about you out of the news. But that's reasonable to me. It's reasonable to me. And look, for some of y'all, look, for everybody who done made up their mind, I would say the overwhelming majority of people in America have already made up their mind whether or not they're going to vote for this dude, right? You done made up your mind. Ron is voting for him, okay? Ron is voting for him. Ron Dula, like suppressing the laptop. Ron is voting for him. He was just found guilty on 34 counts. He's a convicted felon right now. Ron is voting for him. This didn't change his mind. Like he said, he could shoot somebody in the head in the middle of Fifth Avenue and Ron would still vote for him. He could kidnap a little girl and SA her in the middle of the street, and Ron would still vote for him. Nothing this man could possibly do would stop Ron from voting for him. Short of, if he unalived Ron, then Ron wouldn't vote for him. But that's the only thing that would stop Ron from voting for him. And Ron ain't the only one. There are tens of millions of people who feel just like Ron. There's nothing you can say, and there's nothing that they can do to get him to not vote for Donald Trump. So 34 guilty counts means nothing. Give him another 70. It means nothing. Give him 3,000. It means nothing to them. Nothing. They are voting for Donald Trump. Just like he could go out there tomorrow and save 8,000 people from a burning building, you still not voting for him. People have made up their minds. Now, there might be a few slow people who haven't made up their minds. I say you, if you haven't made up your mind on this, you've had like almost 8 years to make up your mind with regard to this election. If you still haven't made up your mind, you slow. So don't think, oh, he was found guilty. Now there's a good chance he won't win. No, there's a good chance that what that did was maybe some Ron out there, maybe some Ron out there who was thinking, you know, I don't have to vote. I know he gonna win. And oh, what? They found him guilty. They're trying to rig the election. Now they are more motivated to get up and get out and vote than ever before. So don't think, you know, he's found guilty. That changes things. If that changes anything, it motivates Ron's. I'm sorry, Ron, I'm using you as the example because you are really, really diehard Trump. It motivates Ron's who may have sat at home to get up and vote. So if you don't want to see him, you got to motivate people who are not for him, people who are for Biden and people who are against Trump. Twin, you're not voting for him. We agreed that you are not voting. We sat on, well, I sat, you know, was in a freezer, I believe, and we both agreed you will not vote for president this cycle. We've already made that agreement. But y'all see what's happening. Twin, who I believe has been, you know, mentally manipulated. I believe he's been mentally manipulated. But he's been manipulated so that now that the guy's been found guilty on 34 counts, he gonna get up and vote for him. Whereas before he was like, I'm not voting. I ain't no politician. I'm not voting. I ain't got nothing to do with that. I don't want to have nothing to do with that system. But now that the guy has been found guilty, look at him. He's motivated now. He's really motivated. Oh, I'm definitely voting. That's what this verdict does. That's what this verdict does. So just don't be fooled. Just don't be fooled into believing this is necessarily a good thing for people who don't want to see Donald Trump as president. Don't be fooled. You've seen people who win the, well, heck, all you got to do is, these are the same types of people who would definitely have drank the Kool-Aid in Jonestown. So you drink this, it's going to kill you. I'll do anything for you, Jim. And drink the Kool-Aid. They don't care about right wrong, good, bad, indifferent, whatever you say, give me that Kool-Aid. I'm going to gulp it down. Give it to me. These are the people that you're talking about. And it really is some kind of Jim Jones type stuff going on. Jim Jones say, oh, they coming in here. They trying to shut us down. They trying to take us and split us apart. And if they get in here, it'll never be the same. It'll never be the same. We got to do this. We got to do this. And then people like, okay, yeah, we got to drink this Kool-Aid. Because they trying to get us. It's a conspiracy to get us. They gonna get us. So some of these people will vote for Trump is that Kool-Aid. They didn't look at Jim Jones and say, this dude is a maniac. This dude is nutty. This dude is crazy. They looked at him and said, that's our leader and we'll do whatever he say do. He say they against him, they must be against him. Y'all better recognize that's the truth. I'm not just making that up. I'm not just saying that to have something to say. I ain't trying to sound deep. None of that. I'm telling y'all, this is the mentality of some of these Trump supporters. I'm telling you right now, if Joe Biden was convicted of 34 counts and felonies, I wouldn't vote for Joe Biden. I'm telling you that right now. Joe Biden's been accused of some stuff. But if there was a tape of a recording of Joe Biden saying that he likes to grab young women by the vagina, I wouldn't be voting for that dude. Well, unless he was running against another dude who said he liked to grab women, I might be voting for RFK Jr. if it was, two Trumps running against each other and a third-party candidate. I might have to vote for the third-party candidate. But there's some Rons out there that will vote for two Trumps. He said vote for him twice. I'm going to vote for him twice. He said get a fake ID and vote twice. And you will have a Ron voting and then a Don voting. Be like, wait a minute. Wasn't you in here earlier today? No, that was my twin brother Ron. I'm Don. Why did you vote twice? You going to jail now. He said to vote twice. He told us to vote twice. That's the level of control. I don't know if control is the right word. Ron says, you telling an absurd laugh. I'm not lying. Ron, Ron, and I don't mean to insult you. I'm not saying this to insult you. But there is no part of me that believes if Donald Trump said, go out, get you a fake ID, and vote twice, there's no part of me that believes you wouldn't do it. Maybe you wouldn't. You can say that you wouldn't. But every fiber of my being believes you would be out there getting yourself a second fake ID and you would vote twice. That's just what I believe. That's just what I believe. But I don't believe that you're alone. I don't believe that you're alone. But look, y'all can celebrate if y'all want to. I don't think that the man should have been found guilty, so I'm not celebrating. I'm warning y'all, as you out and about, especially this weekend, Temperatures will be running high in people, in particular Trump supporters. They're going to be mad. Just keep your head on a swivel, because you never know what somebody might do out of anger. Hopefully no one does anything, but be aware of your surroundings. You see somebody with a Confederate flag come rolling up, or a MAGA hat, or a Trump flag, or anything like that, be aware they're probably really mad now. Be aware. That's all I'm saying. Y'all, I got to get out of here. I appreciate everybody. My name is Emanuel Livingston. My title is the King of Talk. The breaking news, of course, for those who don't know, Donald Trump found guilty on all 34 counts. All right. Get out there, do your best to enjoy this kind of cool weather that we got. And as you are out and about, as I always ask, be the reason that somebody smiles today. Till next time.